talk about the telecom space. So yesterday we heard Ashmit. Now telecom companies pay a license fee, which is a percentage of your overall revenues. Now that is paid to the government on an annual basis. Now up until now, what the telecom companies did is that they used this license fee as an expense, as a result of which its overall EBITDA came lower, and therefore the tax that the company has to pay to the government was lower. Yesterday, as Ashwin pointed out, the Supreme Court ruled that this license fee is a capital expenditure and not a revenue expenditure, which basically means telecom companies cannot deduct it from their overall revenues or use it as a part of expenditure, and therefore the EBITDA estimates for the past period is going to be higher than what they have computed, and therefore this is likely to result in a tax expenditure, a tax outgo for the for the telecom companies. Now the license period is for 20 years. Now, the way it works is that in the initial period, it's likely that the tax outgo is going to be higher, but because this is considered as a capital expenditure, therefore the overall amortization, depreciation keeps going up, the tax outgo will reduce in the subsequent years. And therefore, over the entire period of 20 years, it's likely to be tax neutral. But at least in the initial period, it's likely to result in higher taxes. Now, Kotak has done some analysis, and they're saying that if this is done for the past period, if this is done on a retrospective basis, if the Supreme Court, if the government comes and says that, guys, you need to pay up now some more tax because up until now you've been deducting your license fee from your revenues, using it as an expenditure, that's not the case anymore. Then, according to Kotak, Bharti faces a potential tax liability of close to about 6,000 crore rupees. This is for a period of FY20 to FY23. The reason is because they complete a 1 year, one period of 20 years from 1999 to 2019, and therefore Kotak has calculated it from 2000. For Reliance Jio, because they've not yet completed a 20-year period, the tax computation is done from FY17 for Kotak, which according to Kotak could be a figure of 8,400 crore. But these are just estimates that, Kotak has put out. It's likely that there will be some prospective also. These calculations are retrospective, but, IFL has also done some analysis on potential prospective taxes that the companies may have to, increase in tax outgo that the companies will have to pay. Right now, the companies have said that they're likely to file a review petition. Therefore, the actual tax liability could get delayed. But, that's the sum and substance of what has transpired. It's just that there is another regulatory overhang on,
so if it's retrospective, what is the total impact for Bharti, for example?
So Kotak has done the analysis from 2020 to 2023 because they've already completed a 20-year license period from 1999 to 2019, right? So they've excluded that. From 2020, Kotak is saying Bharti could stare at a increase in tax liability by 6,000 crores. And for Reliance Jio, it's calculated from FY17.
So even if it is retrospective, it's basically from 2020.
Yeah, there is maybe something even for that period of 20 years, but, they've not really
quantified. These are not small amounts, even if it is.
It's a large amount. So according to, if Bharti's FY 20 to 23 profit was about 220 crore. On that, 2020 billion. So on that, we're looking at an overall outgo of close to about 6,000 crore on, 227,000 something thereabout, 220,000, yeah, it's about 27% thereabout. And for Reliance Jio, they're looking at a tax demand of 84 billion on a base of 770 billion
rupees,
of profitability.
Crore, 84 billion.
Rupees, yeah.
Tax, telecom, tussle, what do you call it?
Litigation, use all the words that you
use all the alliteration. Let's go across to Deepan Mehta, who joins us.